Hi everybody, I'm here to report on Rangers EGM at the Doubletree Hilton in Glasgow today. And to say I'm hopeful is an understatement. Obviously, as soon as the 49ers Enterprises and Andrew Kavanagh took over the club, everybody was delighted, everybody was optimistic, looking forward to this season and beyond. And having been at the meeting and heard these two guys who are now the chairman and vice chairman, Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathi, talk, I'm really super optimistic. These guys have a presence. You just need to look at them, the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they hold themselves, and you know you're in the hands of proper businessmen. I know they're multimillionaires, etc., but they just have an authority. They have a confidence about them that when you compare them to past directors we've had, like the Easdales, it's night and day. Both of them spoke very well, answered questions, threw in a bit of humour here and there, but told us really, I suppose, what we wanted to know, and maybe in some cases things we weren't really hoping to hear. If I can try and remember the basic points, Andrew Kavanagh, he said when he got the call about Rangers in October, it changed his life. And the reasons that he took the task on to get this 51% was the club itself, the fact that the fans are not only numerous, but they're loyal and they follow the club everywhere. And even threw in something I didn't know. Apparently last year we sold over 400,000 kits, and that's big money, and that's in a bad year. So obviously commercially he sees the potential. He likes the depth and the number of the fans, the loyalty we have. He loves Ibrox. He says that's our castle. That should be one of the bonuses that we enjoy. And of course, the last thing he said was that it's the competitions we're in. He knows we're in 3-4 competitions every year. We can win 3 of them and we can do well in the European one. So that sort of competitive situation really appeals to him, and we're at the top end of at least 3 of the competitions. So that was a big drive for him to take on the task. He was saying how winning titles on the field, obviously, and doing it consistently, that's one of their main aims, obviously, that's the priority, especially long term. But off the field, financial sustainability long term, that's the other priority. These are the 2 main priorities. And the way to do both of these, he thinks, is to get the best talent on and off the field. So in terms of players, get the best talent, the players with the right mentality to thrive at a club like ours, and to hopefully be brought in cheaply and sold at a much more expensive price. And that's how the trading model should always have been. That's how most clubs do it, as he pointed out. So there's nothing new in that. Off the field, key positions, they've already got most of them, like director of football, fitness director, commercial, all that kind of thing. That's how you thrive off the park. And a good point that he made, I think pleased everybody, was the fact that football decisions will be made by the football people, not by the CEO or the chairman or whoever. The football people will make all the decisions regarding football. I suppose the vice versa. All the financial stuff will be made by the chairman, vice chairman, the CEO, etc. So all that sounds very logical. I must say I liked his style, Andrew Kavanagh, as I say, assured, confident. It's funny to hear an American voice from your chairman, but a nice accent, I would say, as well. And he even said that they'll take ideas from anybody within the organisation. It's not a top-down thing. It's not the chairman who comes up with ideas and puts them into effect. They'll take ideas from anywhere in the organisation. If they're good ideas and they think they'll work, they'll go ahead. There's no ego in all this. They're not in it for the ego. And as Parag Marathi said, he did the same at the 49ers and at present at Leeds. They go on logical, smart decisions. They're not throwing money at us as they haven't at Leeds or the 49ers, apparently. The idea is you think smarter. You use your brains. You use all the talent that you've got, not just money, to actually solve problems and to grow the club. One guy in the question and answer asked about the fact that they're here to make money, aren't they? So how are they going to do that, and when are they going to feel they've made their money? And it was a great answer from the guy, Kavanagh, as you would expect. They're here to grow the club. They don't have an exit strategy. They're not intending to exit any time in the near future or even the medium future. So if they grow the club and we make more money, there might come a time eventually when they'll be able to sell it and they'll make their money back and maybe a profit as well. But they're not interested in that at this stage. They're here to turn the club around the way they've done with the 49ers and Leeds, and to grow the club, make more money, make better commercial deals, make the product on the park better, make us a club that we can be proud of and a team that we can enjoy following and be proud of. And I think they got that across really well. The questions from the shareholders were the usual stuff. One guy asking about disabled, one guy asking about the players they were intending to buy, and as he pointed out, you don't give away that information or the money you've got to spend on them to the opposition, so they'll be keeping that close to their chest. I'm just amazed nobody made a comment about the pies on sale, etc. At least we were spared that, although a couple of doddery old guys rambled on a bit too long. But the question and answer session, they did their best. CEO Patrick Stewart, he butted in as well, and they answered all the questions as best they could, keeping certain things confidential. But I must say, they got a great round of applause after each of their speeches, especially the summing up remarks. I think people went away happy, looking forward to the new season, looking forward to seeing how these guys can actually transform the club. And I'll put it this way, if these guys and the organisation behind them and the off-the-field executives they're putting in place, if they can't make us successful again and get back to our rightful place at the top of the Scottish tree, we are doomed. Nobody can. So let's look forward to the whole thing as it starts with training today, and hopefully in a month, the first competitive game. Onwards and upwards.